Hello everyone, welcome to Telugu One Academy. Today friends, we will be learning what exactly does internal security deals in the syllabus of UPSC. We will try to analyze the whole syllabus by all the ways by dissecting the syllabus which is being provided by UPSC CSC. So when you see the main syllabus under GS paper 3, you find around 5 straight lines provided for the purpose of internal security. The 5 great lines of internal security are linkages between development and spread of extremism, role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security, challenges to internal security through communication networks, the role of media and social networking sites in internal security, challenges, basics of cyber security, money laundering and its prevention, security challenges and their management in border areas, linkages of organized crime with terrorism, and the last but not least is various security forces, agencies and their mandates. This is what exactly I have just copied and pasted all the syllabus which is given regarding the internal security in UPSC CSC syllabus, or I can also say UPSC Civil Service Examination notification. Now let us try to dissect it here, and further I will be providing more slides where I will be giving you dissected syllabus through which you can either make your own notes, and it is also the same way how I am going to teach you the further classes regarding the internal security. Now first see linkages between development and spread of extremism. What will you learn from this? What will you learn? Here the word itself says extremism. Here you will learn about left wing extremism, okay, and you will learn about northeast insurgency. Okay, what exactly happens in the seven sisters of the northeast India? What are the different types of insurgent groups there? So how they are developing, how the proxy war is going on. So why exactly the left-wing extremism happened? Where exactly did it evolve? How it is going on? And what is the present situation of left-wing extremism? What about the Red Corridor? And what are the different schemes brought by the government of India in regarding the left-wing extremism and northeast insurgency, so that they are under control and further they are removed from the Indian state. Now again, here you see linkages between development and spread of extremism. So they have connected two different topics, that how the development will lead to reduction in the spread of extremism, or which sort of development, that is unequal or unequal sort of development will lead to extremism. Obviously, because my friends, when there is no resource distribution, equal resource distribution, then it will obviously rise to extremism in certain segment of population. Rather it may be on the basis of caste, rather it may be based on religion, or it may be based on certain geographical extent. So these all we will be learning. So beyond this, let me not go further into the syllabus. To start with the internal security, I should also make you introduce what are the basic internal security challenges which are faced by India. As I told you that internal security of India is not only homegrown, it is also induced by external factors. So the major internal security factors or security factors, simply to say, that India faces is number 1 terrorism, okay, number 2, now it comes here left wing extremism, that is also called Naxalism, okay, Naxalism, and number 3 northeast insurgency, okay, and you can also say here separatism, where you can see the separatism. You will see the separatism in the area of northeast insurgency, and also you will see separatism with respect to Jammu and Kashmir region, where they want an independent Jammu and Kashmir. Sometimes they might also lead to a separate country or separate state. And separatism is also seen in the case of Khalistan movement, which is the Punjab region of India, Khalistan. Okay, rather than this, what are the more internal security challenges? You will also have to deal with the counterfeit of currency, which we tried by demonetization to reduce the counterfeiting of currency, okay, which is in the case of separatism in the case of Jammu and Kashmir. And you will also see radicalization of youth. You will also see the urban Naxalism and all these new era cyber security or cyber warfare even in India. So, sixth one you will also see cyber warfare. That might be your attacks on your personal computer system or your networking sites. So, these are the basic challenges what the Indian state faces. These are not just induced within the state of India, but because of even external actors such as China factor and etc. Now coming back to the syllabus. Hope you understood what exactly internal security now deals with. Coming back to the syllabus, the second line of your syllabus says role of external and non-state actors creating challenges to internal security. He is saying external state and non-state actors. Simply to say, all the neighborhood states, how they are disturbing the internal security of India. Either it may be the boundary regions with Myanmar. You know what? This is our country. I'll draw a rough map for you. Okay, this might be a rough map for you. So we are bordered by many countries. This is a whole coastal region where you have Sri Lanka. Here you have Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. Okay, here you have Myanmar region, or you can also say Burma. Okay, and Pakistan. Here small area Wakhan corridor region which connects to Afghanistan, though it is through the Pak occupied Kashmir region. This is Pak occupied Kashmir. This region is called Azadi Kashmir, and this here you have Aksai Chin. This is the China occupied region. Here you have line of actual control and you have a line of control. All we will deal later. Punjab, Afghan. Okay, these are roughly all the boundaries you have here. Friends, we all know if you see the role of external state, that is, it has a state is nothing but which has a elaborate boundary, which have a boundary which has its own constitution, which has its own nature to evolve, which has its own principle, rather it may be socialistic state, communist state, what not you can say, or capitalistic state. So state has a definition, state has a nature of its own. So you can consider these nationals around us as states. And not just the boundary states, it might also be here, we have small boundary with China also. China, I forgot to say. Not just the bordering states. It might be also a proxy war from the capitalistic USA or a proxy war from other nations also, far nations like Indonesia, Malaysia and etc. So how they affect our internal security? Simply to say, China is a communist country. They support with arms to the northeast insurgency. They support with arms to the northeast insurgent region, and they also train most of the northeast insurgent groups, especially Naga related groups in the Myanmar regions, okay, Rakhine state regions especially they train. So how all these states are affecting the internal security interest of India? For example, in history we saw what? Tamil Eelam, where the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was killed by this group of Tamil Eelam in Sri Lanka, which was led by Prabhakaran. They waged a proxy war against India. It was very, very dangerous for the internal security of India then. So all these issues we will be learning here. And there is a new term here for you that is called non-state actors. What are non-state actors? Just remember the term. Non-state actors are nothing but which do not have a clear boundary or which do not have a structural format. Sometimes it might have a structure, but most of the time they do not have a structure. Basic example of non-state actors I can tell you clearly is multinational companies, MNCs, which can simply manipulate because of their manpower and money power, they can manipulate your nation. And NGOs. What do these NGOs do, you might say? Friends, if you see and if you follow the news regularly, once or a while, but now it's a burning, that Ministry of Home Affairs have been continuously or consistently blocking the foreign currency which has been going into these NGOs. Why? Because most of the NGOs which are present in India are proxy war waging institutions. They are just here to disturb the internal issues of India. Simply to say, there was a report of IB, that is Intelligence Bureau, in the year 2014, IB report 2014, which says that India loses around 80,000 crores per annum just because of NGOs. How in a sense? For example, today we have a project of building a dam. Then comes a natural related NGO to India and they say you are not allowed to build a dam here because it disturbs forest, animals and etc. And they go to the Supreme Court and they raise the issue and they gather the people and they prolong the project of building a dam for 2 to 3 years. Then imagine if your dam project would have completed today with a cost of 100 rupees a bag of cement, okay, for 30,000 crores or 100 crores, simply you say, I said 100 crores. Then after 3 years, the cost of same cement bag has become 130 or 140. Then your project cost will go to 150 crores. Then a net loss of 50 crores is observed. In such ways, there is a proxy war. Rather than these MNCs, NGOs, there are also other institutions which might lead to internal security disturbances like Al-Qaeda. Okay, Al-Qaeda is not a nation or it's not a state body, but it's an ideology based party where it leads to disturbances, different small and large terrorist groups. Okay, this is an example. Next, hope you understood what are state and non-state actors. So friends, try to follow me. Please note down what exactly you are going to learn. Next, challenges to internal security through communication networks. I am going to divide this is the largest chapter in the whole syllabus for you. And the most important part, and more number of questions will come from this part. More number of questions. If on an average, you will get for your internal security 3 questions, sometimes 4, 3 to 4 questions. Okay, remember this. And these 3 questions are divided in such a pattern. You know that you will be having a paper of 250 marks. Okay, first 10 questions will be on an average of 10 marks and next 10 will be of 15 marks. Okay, how they give you is, sometimes he will give you 2 questions in here from 10 marks and 1 question from 15 marks. So on average 35 marks. Sometimes you will get 2 questions from here and 1 question from here. So on average here you will get around 30 plus 10, 40 marks. Okay, this is your average weightage for UPSC internal security. On an average you will get 40 marks for sure. So try to be very clear and critical about this topic so that you will get maximum marks here, and it is also easy. So most number of questions from 3 questions will almost get 1 question or 2 questions from this topic itself. Okay, so challenges to internal security through communication networks. You see my friends, communication network is not new for you. We have gone through a wireless technology and evolution in this modern era. It just took 2 years to 3 years to shift from 4G to 5G. Just Jio was launched in 2016. Now we are in 2021-22 and already few countries have started 5G technology like South Korea and even USA is launching. Because of this increase in the wireless technology, my friends, there are also increase in vulnerabilities of technology. Okay, there is also increase in vulnerability of technology. Let me give a very small example here. Okay, you know 5G. You know 5G? 5G gives higher speed. 5G gives a lot of good internet speed, but my friend, the coverage of a tower is very low. So to clear that gap, we need very small towers or supporting equipment. For example, let me draw the diagram. So now if I explain for you, you see, if this is a 5G tower, 5G tower, so the signal reach is very low. Signal reach is very low. So you will be having a supporting devices like small towers here and there. Okay. So now let me show you. If in the 4G, if this was 4G, you don't need these towers. Not needed if it was 4G. Why? Because 4G has lot of coverage area. And you see, if I want to locate your phone, in 4G, I can locate only till this tower location. That is tower completes a diameter of 2 to 3 kilometers. I will say he might be anywhere in this 2 to 3 kilometers. But with 5G, my friends, because of this supporting equipment, I can pinpoint at which support location you are. I can pinpoint at which support location you are. I can easily grab your location with accuracy. Then what happens? Your privacy is at breach. And let me also explain you one more thing regarding 5G issue only. Recently, you might have gone through your newspapers saying that USA has stopped its, especially Boeing flights because of overlap with the 5G signals and altimeter signals of aeroplanes. What exactly the issue is? Friends, 5G uses a frequency range ranging from 4.2 gigahertz to 4.98 in USA. Okay, in India it is very less, my friends. We have taken around, it is around in USA 3.8, I can say 3.8 gigahertz to 4.98 gigahertz. In India we have only stopped at 3.6 to 4.2 gigahertz. This is what our Indian government has proposed, though it has not been launched yet. But the altimeter frequency, that is an instrument which is used to measure the height of the aeroplane, at what level from the ground they are, that is at 5.2. Okay. So what happens is, whenever there is a fog, see there is a runway for aeroplane. When aeroplane, there is a fog on the runway, it doesn't know at what height it is. So because of this instrument, the signaling tower will give you are at certain height. So now what happened? The range here is very, very less, my friends. If certain illegal people get this frequency to them, they can easily manipulate this frequency, and they can cause terror in the region by just giving wrong information to aeroplane and letting it to crash on the ground. So this is how we will learn about the internal security issues through communication networks. It can also be data storage issues. It can also be regarding localization of data. It can also be regarding how your network packet should be stored. It will also deal with the institution. See, there is an overlap, okay? Various security forces and agencies is there, na? There is an overlap. Like NTRO here you will see. NTRO. So this is a premier institution which deals with telematics and telecommunications. Okay, all that institution you will see here. Next important issue, the role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges. What happens with social media, sir? Why we need to learn about social media and internal security? Again, let me explain you. In social media is very wide and open, my friends. Because of a very small post, we have seen Arab Spring rising in Tunisia and it spread in all the nations. Imagine even if that situation comes to India, what a chaos it causes in India. Okay, These social media manipulators try to degrade the democracy, show that democracy is not good. They can spread the fake news, they can spread the ideology, they can do anything, they can even manipulate your mind just by stealing the data, what you are watching and how you are watching. What is your screen time, and all this data can be easily misused. Regarding this issue, my friends, when you come to with this issue, and recent example I can share you is the ban of TikTok in India. Why? Why to ban TikTok in India? Because, my friends, in 2017, the Chinese government has said, it has literally given a policy saying that the citizens and the companies within the territories of China have to support it in protecting its territory and its interest, it has said. So what happens? TikTok, which is a China-based company, the Chinese government now can force the TikTok to give its information regarding the Indian TikTokers, what they do, how many people are watching what, so that they can manipulate your mind and they can easily wage a cyber warfare. So regarding that we will be reading here, okay. And next, basics of cyber security, where we will be learning about various spywares, the recent issue like Pegasus spyware, where major opposition leaders and even the ministers of the ruling party have been breached. Okay, their security has been breached and their personal data has been stolen. This is a spyware from Israel. Okay, we will be learning about Pegasus. We will also be learning about some other basics of cyber security, like different indices of cyber security. Okay, India's interest. Okay, international relations in the purpose of cyber security, rather it may be Budapest Convention. Okay, you will also see what are the different policies brought by India, cyber security, okay, like computer emergency response team, CERT India, and many more you will be learning in cyber security. You will also see what exactly is ransomware attack. You will also learn what are the different types of cyber threats India is gonna face. For example, as I said you, Trojans, worms, viruses, etc. Trojans, worms, virus, ransomware. Okay, even the new technologies, what are in the news, which are important especially for your prelims purpose, terms like juice jacking, etc. You will be learning from the topic called basics of cyber security. Now let me again repeat, internal security is very dynamic topic, my friends. Internal security should be very updated with your newspaper, and current affairs makes a very part and parcel of your preparation. And internal security, no topic is independent. That is, my friends, you might have to write answer by combining communication networks, and you can also link with social media. I missed to say you an important point regarding communication networks, my friend. Communication network is considered as a critical infrastructure in India. What is that called? Critical infrastructure. As per IT Act 2000. Why critical infrastructure? Because almost every other field or infrastructure of India is working in tandem with this industry. Imagine there is no internet and you have to book tickets. Imagine there is a train coming from Delhi to Hyderabad. Then what happens? A long way of journey, many people will book their tickets and there might be a clash because there is a lack of information exchange, communication exchange. Even you see the modern nuclear power plants work with communication system. They give instructions to the operating system. because of lack in this or break in this communication network, even there could be a damage in your nuclear power plant. Even in your energy sector, there might be damages. So all these different industries are interlinked with communication network. No communication network, there will be no further infrastructure in India. So even to protect such communication infrastructure, we have instituted as other institution, National Critical Infrastructure Protection Center, NPCII. So we'll also learn about that also. Now coming back here, in the same third part, you will be learning about money laundering and its prevention. What is that, my friend? Money laundering and prevention. In this, you will learn what exactly is money laundering. Simply to say, you earn some money by illegal means. By illegal means, either by doing some sort of smuggling, either by doing drug trade, either by doing arms trade, or whatever you do, you earn some money by illegal means. Now, you have to show this illegal money as a legal money, that I have earned this money not by illegal but by a legal means. Then converting this illegal money into a legal money is called money laundering. So what are the different international institutions regarding money laundering? You'll also learn here Financial Action Task Force. You'll also learn about UN drugs, okay, UN Office on Drugs Prevention. Okay, psychometric substances, we will learn about what are the different acts and different bodies, Drugs Act in India. So all these you will learn, money laundering and prevention. Okay, this is very important topic which is in interrelation with the international relations. So try to be updated with your international relations, where India had made some agreement regarding money laundering with some other country. Especially when it comes to money laundering, you will learn various facts about India, especially the important acts. Rather, it may be Foreign Exchange Management Act. It might be some other intelligent bodies like Directorate of Enforcement. All those bodies also you need to remember in this topic. So, as I said you the money laundering definition, how you are going to prevent it. What are the different steps taken by government India preventing such sort of money laundering? What are the laws which have been amended recently? Okay. Next, we will go to the fourth one, very easiest part. And please, my friends, try to be very innovative with your answers. Try to draw the maps, especially in the case of this part what I am telling you now. Security challenges and their management in border areas, linkages of organized crime with terrorism. Two parts you have in this. One is linkages of organized crime with terrorism, security challenges and their management in border areas. That is, as I previously showed you the map of India. Let me draw that map again. It's a rough map. Please do not get hurt if any other feelings are there. Okay, this is what our India is. Here you have Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, China, a part here, okay, China, you have Pakistan here, okay. Next, you also have small part with Afghanistan which we do not consider, okay. Did I miss anything else? This is Myanmar border, Indo-Myanmar, Burma or Myanmar. Okay, now you have a clarity what are the different bordering countries. Now you see what does the syllabus says here. Security challenges and their management in border areas. What are the border areas, my friends? These are our border areas. Each border has its own nature. Friends, you should not forget that India also has a maritime border, that is this. Why shouldn't you consider the maritime border? Because we had terrorist attack through maritime borders, especially in the case of Mumbai attacks or 26/11 attacks which happened in the year 2008. So even to protect this, we have various challenges. Why various challenges? Let me tell you by taking a basic example. Okay, if you consider the Indo-Pakistan border region, it's not a monolith, my friends, because in the north you are covered with Himalayas, in the south you are covered with marshes of Kutch region and Sar Creek, okay, and here you have a desert region of Rajasthan. Imagine what a diverse of boundary which we have with just one country, that is Pakistan, and you need a specialized force to guard such a border. You need a specialized force to guard each and every type of border. You see, with Nepal you have an open border. That is a different thing because we are a friendly country. And with Bhutan we have also an open border. With Myanmar we have an open border, but it's a restriction conditions. With China we have a closed border. We did not have a good relation with them since 1962 war. Okay, though even we have considered or we recognize the Chinese presence in the Tibetan region, and we even recognize that Tibet is a part of China, they were showing extremism in our India to conquer the basic regions of Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin region and some other parts in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So each border has its own nature. Bangladesh has riverine terrain. Okay, Nepal has open border. Bhutan has a open border, open come closed border. Bangladesh has even forest terrain. You have a China border which is heavily on the plateau. They are on the higher side and we are on the lower side. Then we need a specialized force which works in the Himalayan region. That's why we got Indo-Tibetan border police force. So what are the different challenges? You see, even just with Pakistan, northern segment, what is the problem? You have radicalization in the region of Jammu and Kashmir. You send counterfeiting currency, you send weapons and all those things. Middle area, smuggling. Okay, from here, because it is closer to the Golden Crescent, which is a drug producing region covering the Afghanistan region, Iran region, from there you will get drugs into Punjab and etc. Especially Punjab is mostly affected by drugs from Golden Crescent. And eastern side you have Golden Rectangle. From there also you get your drugs. Okay. So all these, each border, even with China, my friends, you have north, central and eastern segment. Eastern segment, they are now recently, my friends, China has named few regions of Arunachal Pradesh in their map in Chinese terms. There one issue. You had a Doklam standoff here. You have a Galwan clashes in the Aksai Chin region, Fongsong Lake. So all these important current affairs you need to note and you need to mention at what are the different border issues which are going on. And my friends, this goes hand in hand with the next syllabus topic, that is various security forces, agencies and mandate. Because border forces are also security forces, so you should have both knowledge to deal such a sort of question. You have got a previous question in the year 2020 regarding the borders area. This is very, very important and the easiest topic to answer. Hope you understood what I mean here. Now, going back to the syllabus, here you see are linkages of organized crime with terrorism. I'm sorry, but I would like to also add, because I haven't said much about the coastal region of India. Because you see, coastal region of India, especially the coast, is guarded by Coast Guards. Okay, Indian Coast Guards. It's a separate institution under Ministry of Defense, my friends. Indian Coast Guards. Okay, because of not proper maintenance of this coastal security, there has been security breaches in India. As I told you, Mumbai attacks. You have to heavily guard this region, especially because with Sri Lanka, we have issues, that is fisherman issues. Lot of times, fishermen of India are being picked by the Coast Guard of Sri Lanka and have been taken over by them. So this is the major issue with Sri Lanka and the region. And you have also issues in the exclusive economic zone. Okay, recently India also got extension regarding the extraction of polymetallic nodules in the Indian Ocean region. Okay, ocean is also very, very important. One need to also have knowledge regarding Indian Army also, Navy and Air Force. Next you see, linkages of organized crime with terrorism. What is this organized crime? What exactly is organized crime? Is where you have a hierarchy system. Who is the boss, who need to do what is to be done, where to be done, how to be done. Clearly mentioned. For example, drugs is an organized crime. Okay, child pornography, organized crime. Or you say human trafficking is an organized crime. These are all very, very important organized crime which work in tandem or close with the terrorism. How? That's why I give linkage of organized crime with terrorism. I will give you a very simple example. You have all known there exists a Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS. This state, ISIS, my friends, has no proper government. What they do is they grab the woman and they sell the woman. Okay, that is what called human trafficking. For what purpose they are selling the woman? Just to get the money. Just to get the money so that they can fund to their weapon acquisitions and to cause much of terrorism. Similar is the case with Afghanistan, where you have Taliban groups who want to cause terror continuously in the Afghan region so that they can establish a Sharia system in the region of Afghan by doing organized crime with the sale of drugs. Opium is the most produced drug in the region of Afghanistan. So they sell, they do an organized crime, they take the money and they do more and more of terrorism. This is how it works. I'll make you to learn more and more about that, my friends. And various security forces, agencies and their mandates. In this you will learn major of the border security forces or central armed police forces, like BSF, that is Border Security Force. You will learn about Central Industrial Security Force, CISF. Okay, you will learn about Central Reserve Police Force, CRPF. You will learn about Sahasra Seema Bal, SSB, which guards Indo-Nepal region. You will also learn about Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force. You will learn about Assam Rifles. Okay. We will also learn about Assam Rifles. We will also learn about Railway Protection Force. Okay. We will also learn about various intelligence agencies in India, such as Intelligence Bureau, Research and Analysis Wing. Okay. We will also learn about various central forensic labs in India. In these intelligence agencies, we will also learn about Enforcement Directorate, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, Narcotics Control Bureau, okay, various defense related intelligence groups. Okay, all these we will learn, like Signal Intelligence, Joint QPR Bureau, all these different types of institutions we will be learning in this. Apart from all this, we will also focus on the Indian Army, Navy, okay, Air Force, okay, other institutions like Special Frontier Force. You will also learn about Indian Coast Guard, okay, and sometimes we will also learn about procurement policies of Indian Army for the purpose of internal security, though it has a close relation with the topic of science and technology, wherein indigenization of science and technology we will learn that, because you see paper 3 is a holistic one. Sometimes you will have to overlap few topics, not much, but this is a separate topic of its own. So all these institutions and all these various security bodies will be learning elaboratively in this, and will also learn about their mandate. For simple example, let me tell you, Assam Rifles has a very unique nature. What is that unique nature? So Assam Rifles come under the administration of Ministry of Home Affairs, but the operational aspect, that is the whole system works under Indian Army. That is how the recruitment is done by Home Affairs, but how the operations are done, and it is even led by army people and army personnel. So this is very, very important point. Such important points you will be learning from these classes. Now, as I said you, I'll just share you the each and every slide what the syllabus contains. Internal security challenges, just note them down. Neighboring security threats, social diversity and social threats, that is caste issues, you can say, caste based, religion, ethnicity, regional base, all this. Okay, challenges from within India. Okay, so what not this everything is. Neighboring countries I have explained you. Next, non-state actors issues, global indices and measurements. Every time you see, you have to justify your answer. How can you justify your answer? Just by indices. For example, in the case of cybersecurity, the global cybersecurity index, which is given by International Telecommunication Union, I can say. Index given by ITU, International Telecommunication Union. You can just quote that India has scored around 97.5 score of 100, and it is one of the top 10 cyber secured countries because of its policy measures, regulatory measures, etc., etc. So by that you will be able to justify your answer. So justifying your answer with measurements and indices is very, very important. Next, law and order versus internal security you will be learning, and very important, my friends, different laws of India which deal with terrorism and left-wing extremism are also very, very important. For example, you have to know about Unlawful Activities Protection Act, UAPA. What is the controversy regarding this? What are the internal principles? One should also know about Armed Forces Special Power Act when it comes to internal security in the region of Northeast India. So all such laws and even FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, okay, and drugs and psychometric substances, drugs and psychotropic substances act, all this. Changing face of terrorism, how terrorism has been changing. For example, it has come from attacking the state to individual attacks, like in the case of Paris attacks, where single person will drive and kill many other person catching a gun or some other thing, like Christchurch attacks in the case of New Zealand. Okay, that, and even cyber terrorism, bio warfare, etc. Terror threats faced by India, border framework to deal with terrorism, how the border has been guarded. Next, organized crime, how exactly organized crime works, what are the different types of organized crime, what are the problems in controlling it, combating organized crimes, linkage of terrorism with organized crime in India. These are all side headings, my friends. Just note them and fill them, and try to even give more and more subtopics. You see, in case of left-wing extremism, spread, you see linkage between development and spreading extremism. You need to learn about Naxalism, development of Naxalism, history, what is the threat from Naxalism in India, how many people have been killed. Stats are important, okay. You need to know how many Naxals were killed in the police operations, how many police were killed in the operations with Naxal, in skirmishes or guerrilla warfare. In Northeast insurgency, as I told you, you need to learn about Assam insurgency. You need to learn about different conflicts and issues. One need to also know about Nagaland issue, okay, Mizoram, Manipur, why Tripura is peaceful, why Meghalaya, what is the recent issue happened in Meghalaya, current affairs, okay, in especially during the Independence Day, that is on August 15, 2021, there was a anti-flag movement there. Why exactly that anti-flag movement happened? Even in an island near Goa, which has been occupied by the Indian Navy, there also people said that we are not going to fly the flag. So what exactly was the flag issue happening there? Why the CM of Goa has raised the issue and said no, there will be a flag hosting there and it will be the land of India. So what are the issues happening there? Issues faced by border forces, changing of border, challenges, and community participation. Especially in border area, my friend, you will learn about Land Port Authority of India and how to include or imbibe the border people or border living people in guarding the border areas. Okay. Cyber security definition, different steps taken, what are the incidences recently happening, national cyber security policy 2013, one need to note what is cyber warfare, different spywares what you have, how to tackle the cyber warfare, social media and internet security, as I told you clearly. These are all my side headings. Please note them down so that you can fill that side headings completely with your knowledge. Harmful effects of money laundering, steps taken against money laundering. And in money laundering, there is a subtopic called black money in India, how black money is rising, what is the parallel economy, okay, what is organized crime, or sometime also you listen about term called hawala money. Okay, what exactly is hawala means, you will learn about them. Okay, how demonetization helped in reducing the black money, demonetization and curbing of black money. Security forces and their mandate, as I said you. And in this topic, my friends, one need to remember, he should also know about reforms in police. Reforms in police, especially the work of Bureau of Police Research and Development, and you should also know about the police reform bodies, that is Malli Mata committee and all other committees what were happening. What is the problem faced by the Central Armed Police Forces? Because you see, Central Armed Police Forces, let me briefly tell you what are the problems like this, that the force is very highly highly challenging force, and they have issues of health issues, there is no proper promotion there, the cadre management is not good, and workload and work burden is also huge, the low level employees or low level constabulary force are at lot of stress. There were even attacks by constabulary force on the assistant commandants and commandants who were leading the battalion, major instances. Duties and responsibilities, Central Police Force, non-traditional securities, recommendations for police reforms. You can add here Niti Aayog at the rate 75, where you have got good number of police reforms, and second ARC. Okay, public order, fifth report of second ARC, very important, very important. Various security forces, as I said you, all the forces what I have written. The newly formed body like NIA, you will also know about CDS, National Investigation Agency and Chief of Defence Staff. One will also know about what is NSG, how they are called black commandos sometimes. Role of army in internal security, what are the different changes army has brought. In this topic itself, we will learn about the CDS. Okay, after Kargil Review Committee. Okay, Kargil Review Committee, important. What exactly happened there? What are the reforms? Dairy reforms have been removed from the Indian Army because they don't want to take the burden. What is the role taken by the Indian Air Force? How modernization happening? How can the Rafale jet lead to the internal security of India? How better it can guard? How better the internal technologies can guard our India? Okay, and even you see issues related to internal security, you see aerospace threats. Recently, you have seen ASAT missile, that is anti-satellite missile launched by India. You will also learn about that, and more threats like for example you have seen drone attacks. Drone attacks happening in India. Okay, so all that, what is the Chinese policy, how it's rising the issues, how the border has been dispersed, how the Indian diaspora is leading to the internal security, especially Khalistan movement. Most of the Khalistan leaders are in Canada. How the proxy war is going on, how economic warfare will go on, especially because of Pakistan nature is causing an economic warfare, that is whole dumping India with counterfeited currency. So all these are important, Please try to pass and write them. Impact of governance and justice system. So as I told you previously, it's not just development. because when the government is at reach and governance is reached to each and every person, then there is no radicalization and there is no extremism in India. So how they can help you in resolving the internal security, national security mechanisms, what all the, you have National Security Council headed by Ajit Doval, okay, who is a national security advisor. So why was this body formed, how did this form, and all those things we learn. Issues with intelligence services, because you see there is a body called signal intelligence, and you have NTRO also, okay, National Technical Research Officers, some body, organization. So signal intelligence is wholly dumped with Russian equipment, and because of that Russian equipment you can't, you are not even updated. How can you see the signal intelligence from other countries? Even with NTRO we have got good equipment, like you have got a much modern drone, but they are not using it. So all that also, what are the different issues? Theater commands, the burning issue, theater commands, okay, coastal guard and coastal security, how you are going to handle. And next is Make in India for defense. This is the mostly the end of the topic. One need to know about the contemporary issues, that is your dynamic nature, that is like ISIS, counter-terrorism, Naxalism, comprehensive convention on international terrorism. This is very, very important, because why, my friends, India has been trying to give the definition of terrorism, because most of the terrorists who have been captured or who India want to name them as international terrorists have been not named so. Why? Because there is no universally accepted definition of terrorism. So that's why most of the time China is blocking India for naming most of the Pakistani terrorist groups as terrorist groups, because China has its own interest in Pakistan region. For what? It is building China-Pakistan economic corridor. That's why I said internal security has a dynamic links and also overlaps with other important topics such as international relations. Peace accords, media and internal security, media threat to democracy. Next, issues related to security forces. There are current affairs parts, Andaman Sea region, non-lethal weapons to control the crowd, especially there was an issue majorly regarding pellet guns usage in the region of Jammu and Kashmir. Regarding that also you will learn. TVSN Prasad report on alternative use to pellet guns, how to control the crowd control mechanism, what are the new equipment. Tear gas is the only solution we have at present. One rank, one pension of the Indian Army. Okay, what is Andaman Sea region? What is theatrical commands? What is an integrated command networks and defense procurement? Next, different military related policies, my friends. For example, what are sleeper cells, new terms what we see in the news. Okay, these questions come frequently in your exam, especially in the mains. See, women into military, anti-hijacking act. See, what is the doctrine of hot pursuit? This was a previous year question. Doctrine of hot pursuit of India. Okay, how readiness is our Indian army or Indian military forces is also an important part. So friends, a lot of things have been taught here, a long class. I hope you are not exhausted, and we have come to the end. Please try to pass each and every slide and note down and check yourself that whether you have completed that topic or not, which have been provided for you. Hope you got a very clear picture of whole syllabus of internal security of India. We will come with the better classes and best classes to provide a holistic view around the internal security of India here at Telugu One Academy. So thank you for watching our video. This is Nikhil from Telugu One Academy. Thank you.